So this one will be, what if Naruto had absolute control over light and shadows? So welcome back to Anime King, guys. I got this idea a very long time ago. I apologize that it took me this long to release it, but yes, here it is. Don't forget to get this one too. 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, guys, if you're new, I indeed have several other channels: Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Symbol, Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So don't forget to go ahead, check them out, and become a part of the Anime King family. And if you want your what if to be done by me, just go ahead and comment down below on any of the latest videos, including this one. And yeah, let us begin this now, guys. So much pain, so much destruction. The village has been through a lot. Hiruzen Sarutobi heard the final words of Kushina Uzumaki. She begged him to keep her son safe. Naruto Uzumaki, the baby, was being held in a basket by one of the envoys. As her life slipped away, Hiruzen moved towards the child, who seemed to be asleep. Had he slept through all of this? He questioned. But then, he saw it. His eyes. The young boy opened his eyes for the first time, taking in the world, as far as Hiruzen knew. But his eyes were not normal at all. One of his eyes was as white as paper. Completely. You could see the pupil. It was almost non-existent, though, if you did not look closely. While the other one, it was dark, contrasting with the white of his eyes. Heterochromia, having two different color eyes, was not something that was never seen before, but as Hiruzen gazed at the child, he felt something off. Something within his old bones that rattled as he looked into those eyes. He did not say anything as he took the baby, as the village dealt with the worst night that they've ever witnessed. Years passed by. Story of the Nine Tails had been put to rest. As it goes, the Nine Tails was killed by Minato Namikaze. The village was finally able to release the breath that they were holding on. They were able to grieve. They were able to finally move forward. But Hiruzen never stopped watching as he reclaimed the title as Hokage. He set things in motions that people would never know. To the world, there was no Jinchuriki. To the world, the Nine Tails had died, as rumors would circulate eventually. But this was a lie, though. He had his reasons. At first, every single member of the council was sworn to secrecy. That would not leave, that would not escape. Eventually, the secrecy would be broken, but Hiruzen knew that he had time. But events prevent that secret from ever coming out. Hiruzen Sarutobi had the boy raised outside of Konoha, away from the gates, away from the gossip, where people would never think to look. He tried to have him socialize with those outside the village, children his own age. Tried to make him feel normal, when clearly he wasn't. And that was because of all of the incidents. At just 2 years old, strange things started to happen. No, it was from he was a baby, but it became worse when he was 2 years old. The wet nurse paid to watch over him, not knowing of the burden that he carried, start to say strange things. The lantern would flare up brightly before, snuffing away. Shadows would start to move and crawl. The child laughter seemed to make them retreat, as if he was communicating in his own way. An investigation was done by Hiruzen, testing the child at a young age. He knew the legend. He knew the scary part about the Uzumaki clan. There were things that ran in their blood. You see, Uzumakis were powerful when it came to sealing arts. They developed a lot. It was their arts that developed the Shinigami seal, mixing with death itself. But some were born with strange mutations in their blood, similar to the first Hokage, being the only one to possess the wood style. It was a mutation, and this boy was strange, abnormal. When they tried to understand what was going on, when they applied seals to test him moving these shadows around him, whatever power inside of him, it started to fight back. 5 of them were there, expert in sealing arts. Only 2 of them made it out alive. These shadows that seemed to crawl to the boy, merciless. Hiruzen had to leap outside, as he too would have been swallowed. From that moment on, he had no choice but to carry in more dangerous affairs, more dangerous minds. He had no choice. Even Jiraiya was forced to come back to the village. This was something that he's never seen before. Light and shadow seemed to bend around the child in mysterious ways. And when you tried to suppress it, when you tried to stop it, it lashed out. It killed 3 mercilessly, like a wicked vengeance reaping their souls. Hiruzen covered all the tracks. He told himself it was the best way to keep everyone safe, because he knew if they found out that he was a 9-tailed Jinchuriki and this power, they would be even more afraid, calling for the boy to be banished or something, fearing their own safety. But Hiruzen, believing that he could help, decided to help the best way that he could. And thus, there was no connection with the 9 tails and Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto Uzumaki was just a normal child. No rumors, no doubt, no fear. Konoha had nothing to worry about. The beast was gone. The civilians believing that it would never resurface. It was gone forever. At the moment though, Hiruzen arrived towards a home outside of Konoha. When he entered, he saw books, pages filled with odd writings. He proceeded to make his way as he saw the boy sitting by the window as he usually did, gazing outwards. Is it time for me to return? He questioned before Hiruzen could say anything. How are you doing today, Naruto? Hiruzen questioned. The boy got up, slow and steady as he stepped on his feet. I'm doing just fine. How are you, Hokage-sama? He said, speaking the name with respect. I'm doing fine as well. I've received the reports on your health, your activities, and they've been splendid. Hiruzen said, looking at the child. That dark eye, that white eye, his look was abnormal. He had blonde hair like his father though. Much was not told to the child. The most he already knew because of his own abilities. But his past was not something that he knew. Well then, does that mean I can finally return, said Naruto, to become a ninja? Hiruzen had that look in his eyes. Doubt. Tell me something, Naruto said. Are you afraid of me? Hiruzen blinked. Why would I be? That look in your eyes. Cautiousness. Are you still thinking about the past? Those people that got hurt. I wasn't in control, said Naruto. You more than anyone else know that I'm different. But haven't I proved myself over the past couple of years that I'm able to control myself around my peers and around those that might see me as not normal? Yes, you have. Then why? Naruto suddenly snapped. That was it. He was prone to explosions of rage. Sometimes he was so calm, so light. The next moment there was this just bottling explosion. But Harrison could understood why though. Why? Why should I remain here? Isolated, bound, captured. Tell me, is it the beast that you fear? Naruto questioned him. That was something that he knew. How Harrison never got a true explanation. The boy knew more about himself than Harrison thought, and lying to him would make him mistrust him even more. Calm yourself down, Harrison said. Naruto took a breath. Stepping forward, I apologize, but you must understand. I've been here for so long. Only used to a couple of faces. Yes, you've taken me out to see the world behind these walls, but always back to this place. But now it's my chance. I am strong. Stronger than most children. I can be a great asset to the village. Why keep me in the shadows when you can put me in the light? Harrison looked down. Naruto was fully able to control himself. The explosion of anger came from things that he could not control. Him being locked in here, Harrison could understand that, but he was still concerned. However, he could not keep Naruto forever, knowing that eventually, this questioning, him asking to be free would turn into hate, and wanting to be free by any means necessary. Alright. Naruto smiled. Even then his smile looked strange. Maybe it was because of his eyes. They just looked so mysterious and strange. I will allow you to become a ninja, he said. But if there is anything, one incident, one slip up that harm those around you who are your comrades or the villagers, things will go back as they once were. There is nothing for you to worry about. As I said, I am totally under control, said Naruto, smiling up at the Hokage. Time skip. This is not his first time being within the village. That was a week ago where he had spoken to Harrison. Harrison had to make everything ready for him. An apartment, everything. Naruto brought all essentials back to the village. He's met a few people outside on the road, but he doesn't really have any friends his age. No one that close. He knew that he wasn't normal. He knew that his body, his powers were special. But he believed that make him unique. His eyes as well. As he stepped forward into the village, not his first time. Well, usually Harrison always tried to drag him back, but this was willingly. Naruto walked through the village. He knew that he was being watched. As he made his way, smiling at the sight, smiling at the sounds, he stopped by a few shacks, tasting their delicious food. Being on his own mostly, he had to learn how to cook. He enjoyed the spices, the flavors. Finally, he was brought to the apartment. It would do. He doesn't need anything special. As he unpacked his stuff, breathing in the fresh air of the village. He's always mostly been alone. People were there, but at nights, with his own thoughts, he's always alone. But he never truly want that. Because, to an extent, he was never alone. but to the outside world he was always. From a young age, Naruto knew that he was special because of the shadows. He could feel each and every one of them. Doesn't matter where it came from, he could feel them all. He started to experiment early, molding these strange connection into abilities. He could control light and shadows in unique ways, and not always with chakra. Yes, he was special that way. His body was made from something else into something else. He thought it made him unique, and nothing could change that about his thoughts. However, he was looking forward for the next day. Finally, Naruto was there. He was wearing a dark t-shirt, tan shorts, and sandals, having everything that he needed in its bag. The academy was coming to an end, but he was placed inside of the class for the final graduation. But he was looking forward for the remaining time, socializing, becoming close with people. He's read a lot, experimented with other peoples outside the village, people his own age. Some were not able to keep up with him mentally, but he thinks he's controlled the craft perfect enough to understand people. At first, they were always strange and weirded out by his eyes. Some found it unique, some found it adorable. He had a really unique feature about him. Naruto waited outside as the teacher told him to come in. The man had introduced himself when they first met, Aruka Mino. The class quieted down as Naruto stood there. Aruka introduced him as a new student. With his slick back hair, his unusual eyes, his mysterious aura, a lot of the soon-to-be kunoichis immediately gazed upon him. He smiled. "It's nice to meet you all. I hope I can have the pleasure of befriending you all as we become future comrades," he said to them. His calm yet mysterious tone, having this edge to it, made it even worse when it came to the soon-to-be kunoichis. He made his way and proceeded to sit down beside Hinata Hyuga. Her face turned burning red. Given that the seat next to her was open, she was just a nervous wreck. She gazed as she saw him smiling towards her. She snapped her head back towards the window. Hiruzen had made sure that Naruto was caught up with everything. Lessons. He was an active reader. Most of this was about the history of Konoha. They went into the physical part of teaching as well. By time lunchtime came around, Naruto was seated on a bench when Kiba Inuzaka came over towards him. "Hey, new guy," he said. Naruto said, repeating his name. "Yeah, I'll be the one to give you the lay of the land," Kiba said, hoping that Naruto would join his posse as he considered himself the alpha, throwing an arm around Naruto's shoulder. Akamaru gazed out of his shirt and gazed up at Naruto. The dog immediately cowered away, sensing something rather strange and abnormal about this one, but Naruto simply smiled. Kiba noticed that Akamaru doesn't tend to get afraid so easily, but Naruto switched the situation and started to speak about their classmates. Kiba started to give him the lay of the land as he said it. His anger came out when Sasuke was brought up. He's Sasuke Uchiha, arrogant, acting like he's better than everyone else. But he's not better than me, Kiba said, hyping himself up as he started to point out the others. He went over everyone, the kunoichis, the soon-to-be shinobis, leaving himself for last. "And as you should know, I am Kiba Inuzaka, alpha, leader, best of the best." "Sure you are," said Naruto, finding his rant rather amusing. He could tell that he was far from the best, but Naruto could tell that he could defend himself. After all, He was no normal individual. Time skip. So, how was your first day? Here is in question. It was fun, said Naruto. I met new people my own age. They're easy to get along with, Naruto said. And as you can see, no one died, no one got hurt. I'm sure you were worried the entire day, waiting to hear some sort of incident happen. But I am in complete control, said Naruto. There is nothing to fear. A promise I give to you. Hiruzen watched them carefully as Naruto made his way off. Time flew by really quickly as Naruto met several others. Shikamaru was there, the lazy one. The fat one, Choji, who almost punched Naruto for calling him fat. Shino, calm, likes to keep to himself. Ino, who gazed at him with twinkling eyes. Sakura Haruno, who blushed when he first complimented her. Sasuke, who simply grunted his way. However, today, they will be having their final practice exam in terms of physical, because they will be graduating in less than a week. The Hokage is already speaking to Iruka on Naruto's behalf. There was no need for him to participate in this test. There was something much bigger at play here. However, Mizuki himself was curious. As he questioned to Iruka, wouldn't you want to know why the Hokage has such high props about this child, he said. After all, it's not like you're going to see him sparring with the sensei anytime soon. Sasuke already won his fight. However, Mizuki spoke on just a test to see how far he's come along against a mysterious boy. Naruto was intrigued, as they called him. It was just a friendly competition. Everyone turned their gaze. Naruto formed the hand sign with Sasuke. Naruto has been looking forward to this, but due to his records not being in the system at all, he wasn't going to participate. But it seems like they were going to give him a chance. When the proctor, Mizuki, gave them the go-ahead, Iruka stood there, wanting to see with his own eyes. The children all watched, silent, since Naruto arrived, having similar traits as Sasuke, but he was more open, just as mysterious, but he was kind. And the way his eyes look when you look into yours, the girls were taken to him rather well. But Sasuke has been a long-time crush for many of them, but they felt conflicted. Sasuke did not waste any time, aiming to end this as soon as possible. The others did not stand a chance. He was the best of the best. When he lashed out towards Naruto, he was surprised when Naruto diverted his strike and stepped to the left. Sasuke turned and spun, lashing out at his legs. Naruto jumped. Sasuke smirked as he rolled and lashed out with a kick. Naruto blocked it mid-air and tossed it aside as he landed. Sasuke attacked relentlessly, shocking the people around. Whoa, Sasuke can't even touch him. The girls muttered in awe. Sakura couldn't believe it. This was Sasuke, the best of the best. The only one that has ever truly struck Sasuke was Kiba, and even then Kiba lost. So how was this happening? Sasuke paused as he took a breather. What the hell? You're good, said Naruto. Fast, quick to react. But I'm simply better. I'm not trying to brag. It's a mere statement, Naruto said, seeing the anger already bubbling inside of Sasuke. He stepped towards him. Don't count yourself out though. I am really special, Naruto said as he raised 2 fingers towards Sasuke. Sasuke looked at it, expecting some kind of attack, but none came. Thus he attacked once again. This time he faked for a left, but his right moved, but that was a trick as he aimed low. It's over, Sasuke thought. And thus the others believe as well. Sasuke had him. There was nothing Naruto could Naruto caught it. He simply overpowered Sasuke's strike, like it was nothing, and grabbed his hand and leg at the same time. He then lifted him off the ground. As he threw him out of the circle, Sasuke flipped and landed on his feet. It was over. Naruto did not throw a punch, evade, and then react. Shikamaru gazed towards him. Seems there was much more there than anyone expected. Time skip. The test was, well, easy. In every single possible way. Naruto had to say that he was a bit disappointed. Then again, he's now a shinobi. However, a plan has been set into motion. A plan that has been going on for a couple of months now. Around 8. The Forbidden Scroll was stolen. One of the guards dead. The other could not be found. Hiruzen immediately gathered his people. However, desperate time called for desperate measures. Retrieve Naruto Uzumaki immediately. Naruto was brought towards the top of the tower. Only 2 Anfu remain. What is it? Said Naruto, as his gaze fell around, noticing the movements. Are we under attack? No, that is not it. The Forbidden Scroll has been stolen, judging by that name. I would say that this is really bad, said Naruto. And this is a desperate time. Yes, I'm not certain that they can find it in time, but you can. Naruto looked towards him. You want me to? Yes, Hiruzen said. They can't afford to waste any time now. While the others search, he has to do his thing. The Anvus were confused, but they watch. Okay then. This will take me just a couple of seconds. Naruto sat down and crossed his legs and closed his eyes. The next moment, his eyes snapped open. The both of them became dark, the light vanishing away. The Anvu stepped away as they were shocked when they saw the shadows from the sides and from the ground crawling and twisting upon his arm. Like an infection. As Naruto jerked and twists, but it was his hearing, spreading, searching for that signal, searching for that sound. Just one word. They must be afraid. They must be concerned. That is when he heard and felt it. What do we do now? If we are found like this, shut up. We will not be found. The scroll is safely hidden. Now we return. Naruto opened his eyes, back towards the Hokage. It seems they are trying to blend in. I can't allow that. Wait, Hiruzen said, but it was too late, as Naruto fell into the shadow and vanished, shocking the Anvus even more. The next moment, 2 people were walking away. One of them was Toji. He was a Chunin, the second guard. The other one was Mizuki. Mizuki was pulling a kunai out to kill Toji right here, as Toji had to flee because he was on standby to guard the Forbidden Scroll. But Mizuki was going to kill him and make it seem like the true perpetrator got away. That was until... So, when they heard the voice, they were startled as a hand ripped through the shadow of the tree and pulled itself out like some kind of demon from hell. Toji grabbed his weapon and launched it out of desperation and fear, but it was blocked by the shadows. Come on, at least give me an opportunity to say my piece before straight up trying to kill me, said Naruto. Naruto, Mizuki said, stepping in front of Toji. You startled him. What are you doing out here? There's no bother hiding the truth. I know you stole the scroll. Tell me where it is. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. Naruto's eyes returned back to normal, one white, one black, as he looked at Toji. It's pointless. I heard you. I can't believe that you did it though. You were supposed to be the one that trained the younger generation, molding the mind of tomorrow, and yet you're a traitor. I'm disappointed, Naruto said. We have to kill this brat. We can't allow him to spill. Damn it, Mizuki cursed. Fine. Take him down. You shouldn't have come, you idiotic brat. Toji dashed forward as Naruto smiled. Toji swung the tanto that he had, drawing it in that split second, trying to take him down. However, it was blocked by another blade. It was known as his solar edge. Naruto condensed light into pure energy, forming it into a blade. Ah, so you're a swordsman. Let's see what you can do. They clash as Naruto was disappointed. You're not a swordsman. You're just swinging around a blade, trying to look all tough. Shut up, Toji said as he swung. Naruto jumped over him and kicked him in the back of the head. Naruto spun and blocked Mizuki kunai. Come on now. Can't you see that we're fighting? You know you're not supposed to interrupt. You think this is a game. This is where you die, Mizuki said. As Naruto turned and looked at the kunai, Mizuki was already running away. Toji and Naruto were in the epicenter of the blast. This was perfect. However, Mizuki was confused when he heard nothing, and Toji was shocked when he saw it. The shadows wrapped around the tag and they swallowed it and pulled it away. He felt the vibration through the ground. There was an explosion, but where was it sent? Naruto stood there. So easy to kill. Even to sacrifice you to get what he wants. Can't you see? You meant nothing to him. I'm sure the Hokage will give you a lesser sentence if you tell me where the scroll is. After all, they're already on their way, and if they catch you in the process of fighting me, they will strike you down. Do you rather death or survive and live another day? Choose now. Wait, I said choose, said Naruto as he raised the blade. I'll tell you where it is. Don't kill me, Toji said, as the blade was directly in front of his face. One wrong move and he was dead. Thank you, said Naruto. The sword vanished as Toji smiled. Photon lance, Naruto said. A long beam of light struck Toji in the chest, launching him through several trees. It did not kill him, but it was painful and enough to knock him out. Naruto then rose to his feet. Mizuki thought the explosion would buy him time as he grabbed the scroll. He had to leave now. He had to get the hell out of here. But as he stepped beyond the trees, he heard something. Grabbing a weapon and looking around, he couldn't see anyone, but he heard something. I told you, don't waste your time. You can run, but you cannot hide. The voice came from everywhere. Show yourself, you coward. Coward. And yet you're the one running away. You know, it is pointless to fight me when I can kill you before you even think your next thought. What? You're just a child. I'm a chunin. I'm above your level, you brat. The hand slowly reached out of the ground as Naruto jumped upwards and gripped Mizuki around the throat. Naruto placed his fingers at his throat, curling around it. As I said, I can kill you before you breathe your next thought. So what if you're a chunin? You think your rank make you better than me? You trying to kill me a moment ago. I've been doing my best to show my peaceful side, but you try to kill me. And because you're a traitor, I must say, I take offense to that, Naruto said, the white eye becoming dark. So what about we have some fun? After all, I've been holding myself back for the longest time now. I'm supposed to be the good one, the one that brings prosperity and peace, so I would not be seen as something else. Something monstrous. Naruto whispered in his ear. Mizuki grabbed the arm and flung Naruto off as Naruto crashed into a tree. Yet he laughed. Stop laughing, Mizuki said as he pulled the Fuma Shuriken and swung it. The Fuma Shuriken split Naruto in half. The next moment, the Naruto melted away into shadows. As laughter filled the area, Mizuki snapped his gaze around, sweat pouring down his face. He dropped the scroll, holding both hands up to prepare himself to fight, one kunai in the other. As he grabbed another, he was looking everywhere, trying to find the source, trying to locate where he was. That is when Mizuki heard it, a whisper, as Naruto's hand hit the ground. Nightmare bloom. Shadow erupted like vines. Mizuki tried to escape, but when the petals of the shadows rose, they exploded. Yes, into a garden of death. They sliced and tore across Mizuki, one of them ripping into his eye. He screamed to the heavens. Another stabbing into his leg and his arm. They were large, deadly. He did not possess the capability to dodge them or to deflect them. He collapsed on his knees. Naruto came out of the shadow, right in front of him, as he reached out, placing a hand on his face. You know, my past is a secret. I did some horrible things, but I didn't mean to. Those people were innocent. But you know what the messed up part of it all? I don't feel that bad. I want to feel bad, but it's just strange. I can't define it. It's like I know what I did, but sometimes when I get like this, when my eyes become dark like this, I don't feel bad, but normally I do. So right now you can understand that, even as you scream, even as I watch the blood drip from your eyes, I'm okay with it. And the longer this goes on, the more they whisper to me, the more the shadow talk, the more I have the feeling to just Naruto pull his hand back, but the Anvu grabbed his wrist. Three of them descending upon the area, one grabbing his wrist. However, what the Anvu saw was a shadow beneath Naruto, something moving down below, until Naruto blinked, the darkness in his other eye fading back to light. Oh, you guys are here. Mizuki was taken away to the infirmary so that he wouldn't die, so that they could question him. What the hell was that? The Hokage said, his tone angry as Naruto stood in front of him. You're so concerned about my actions that you fail to see that those two were the enemies, and neither of them came out of it dead. That does not answer my question, Hiruzen said. He tried to kill me with an explosion. I retaliated. I even held myself back enough so that he would live. The Anvu report that you were moments away from striking him with your hand, and he was defenseless, unable to fight you. What can I say? I was gonna strike him down to the ground, not kill him, said Naruto. Are you so obsessing about the past that you believe that I'm not in control when I'm fully able to tell you everything that happened? When I was the one that brought the scroll back, your job was to locate it, Hiruzen said, not to go after it. They were going to flee, and as an active member of this village, isn't it my responsibility to help however way I can? Hiruzen gazed towards him, knowing that Naruto did what he did, but Hiruzen wasn't upset about that. What he was upset about was Naruto losing control. He was fine where he was because there wasn't anything there to push him, and when they did push him, he was in a controlled environment. But unlike others, Hiruzen had seen things. He heard things. Even the Anvu tonight had made a bold claim. Thus Hiruzen spoke. I was told that the shadow was moving in a unusual way. The squad leader believed that there was something hiding in there. Come on now. You know when I tap into those abilities, the shadow move unnaturally. So it's not that thing, Hiruzen said. No, said Naruto. As I said, I am perfectly under control. One would think that the Hokage was afraid of the Nine Tails, but the Nine Tails was the least of his trouble, the least of his worries. There was something much darker at play here, much darker. As the days went by, due to the whole mishap, they had to postpone the academy, graduation and everything. But once everything was back up and running, they were all gathered. Team 7. That is the team he was placed on. Sakura couldn't be more happy. No one to stop her from getting Sasuke. Because Naruto was a guy. Not to mention, she liked him. He was sweet. He complimented her and he smiled at her whenever he can. So she was happy. As she showed that happiness by mocking Ino and the other girls that were angry. Some of them slamming their fists in the table. Not just Sasuke, but she get Naruto as well? They were bloody furious. What neither of them expected though was Sasuke to rise and step straight towards Naruto. He wasn't usually the talkative type. However, ever since their battle, while most had stopped thinking about that, Sasuke's pride had been crushed. However, much more than anger was interest. Naruto was calm with his fight. Quick, strong. Sasuke wanted answers. How did you become so strong, he said. He demanded to know. Naruto smiled as he leaned back. I'm special. Special how? Naruto gazed up towards him. You are Sasuke Uchiha. Your clan possess special dojutsus that allow you to activate the Sharingan. The Sharingan? Sakura spoke up. How do you know about that? Sasuke said he's never seen Naruto until, well, the day he started their academy. He's never seen him in the village before. I do my research, Naruto said. You are special. Despite not having the Sharingan yet, I presume. Sasuke, looking away, told Naruto all that he needed to know. Like you, I am also special. You see my eyes. Representation of shadow and light. Sakura was interested by that. What does that mean, she said. It means I can do something like this. Naruto brought his hand up. The next moment an orb formed between both of his hands. Half of it glowing bright, while the other side was dark. They twisted and turned and melted around each other. The combination of light and shadow. I am able to use the both of them. Think of it like a special bloodline, but different and also similar. I've trained my whole life, learning how to control this, and myself as well. I guess I have special quirks because of that. But I'm sure that doesn't just explain the physical attributes. I've pushed myself hard to make sure that even without my abilities, I can take care of myself. And there's a lot of mental fortitude to use my abilities. I suppose they represent my mind and physical state as well. As I said before, you were fast and your reaction time was quick. But I could see the itches when you move. I could see the stiffening in your body. That's how I reacted to your moves, Naruto said. And who taught you all of this? Sasuke said, ready to expect to hear some kind of legendary teacher. Well, most of it is self-learned. What? Well, think about it. I am the only one that possessed this bloodline. Who else would be there to teach me? So yes, most of it is self-learned. Sasuke was stunned. As Naruto smiled and placed a hand on his shoulder. Don't worry, he said. We're teammates now. You're gonna have a sparring partner that can kick your ass, so that you can become stronger. Sasuke actually looked pleased by that. Surprising Sakura. Usually all he did was scowl. But he was happy. The next day, Team 7 went up against Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi found the bells, taken rather easily. Not that Naruto was better than him. Well, who knew? But Kakashi wasn't expecting that much. Kakashi was one of the few that knew about Naruto due to his close relationship with the whole ordeal of what happened that night and the people that were connected to it. What he wasn't expecting was how proficient Naruto was and how smart he was as well. And thus Team 7 was born. But now that Team 7 was born, Kakashi was brought into the full fold of things. There is a reason why we had to isolate him. Back then I told you that it was a secret, and as a good soldier you did not question my orders. However, Naruto possessed the ability to use light release. I've seen a bloodline like this in the past, Hiruzen said, but nothing as close to what Naruto can do. Either they were undeveloped, or Naruto is just a different mutation. Long ago, the Uzumaki clan had members that experimented on their own. I only got this information when the clan was destroyed and the wreckage was brought back. There were archives, there were records. The information was sealed away after I had spoken to Mito and Kushina. Kushina was one of these children. What? Yes, there was a man. He was known as Kaido Uzumaki. It is not said what happened to him, but I presume that they got rid of him for the benefit of their children. Kaido believed that the world was coming after him. His suspicions were right in terms of his clan and their power. He believed that making themselves stronger, making themselves more unhuman or inhuman was for the best. He wanted to start a group that had tail beast tendencies, and he kidnapped dozens of Uzumaki children. Kushina was one of them. He was found out and stopped. It is never fully explained in the archives what happened to the children, just what is written down from the elder of the clan on the children's progress. I have watched Kushina over the years and nothing ever happened or show with her. However, you know, what is Naruto lineage? The light that he used seemed to be, I wouldn't say precisely good, but think of it as a representation of the lighter side. But the shadows, there is something there. Something that I've seen with my own eyes. Whenever he tend to lean into the shadows. Something monstrous, something even worse than the Nine Tails. I have my theories, based on Naruto being able to travel through them. I believe that it's layered in another dimension. Naruto has never shown any connection to go into it and stay, he simply traveled. But he speaks of the travel like moving through water. I believe he's passing through another dimension. What terrifies me though is the connection between that dimension and ours. I believe there is something festering inside of there. It was enough for me to send him away from the village because I feared the outcome. But over the years he was able to keep himself in control. But there was an incident that was covered up. As he handed Kakashi the file, when Naruto was simply a young child, and the atrocities that happened, Hiruzen covered it all. Kakashi was shocked. Now you can see why. It is very dangerous to have him on your team. I see. Are you pulling him from the roster would simply forge hatred inside of him? He's wanted nothing but to be a ninja, to be a regular child, but Fate has not dealt him that hand. But I want you to keep an eye on him. Just to report everything, every single change. He's shown good enough control, but I need to know that he truly has control, Hiruzen said. Kakashi vowed to do his best, as Hiruzen took his word. But guys, be ends up right here. If you want to see the next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification, say posted. But I'm out for now. Peace.